The Bama Nation is putting on their game face as the Tide gets ready to go after their 15th national championship.
Bama fever is in full swing as we get closer to the official start of the football season. Tomorrow, the Crimson Tide will take on the Michigan Wolverines. They face off at Cowboy Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Kickoff is at 7 p.m. and it will be televised on ABC.
And continuing with Bama's road to number 15, University of Alabama football fans are hitting the road to cheer on the Crimson Tide, and they are starting their journey.
And WVUA caught up with some friends and families leaving today. Reporter Jennifer Edwards has more in tonight's top story.
Whether it's by car or plane, for Alabama fans heading to Arlington, the feeling seems to be the same.
I love Alabama football. I don't matter who they're playing, as long as we get to see them get them play. That's all that matters. Die-hard fans.
Win or lose, it's going to be a good game.
For Cheryl Buchanan and her family, they knew they would be attending the game. They just didn't know how they were going to get there.
We've had the tickets, I guess, a month, but it was touch and go whether we'd be driving or flying. And fortunately, the weather cleared up enough.
But for friends Eddie McClinton and Chris Kopic, being able to attend the game came at a surprise.
We've known about 10 days that we've gotten tickets, so I was hoping, I knew I was going to be traveling this weekend anyway. I'm glad I get to do both.
We just kept hoping we'd get the tickets in, so they came in.
For these fans, the trip to Arlington is special, not only because they get to see the Tide play.
None of us have ever been to Arlington, and to see Alabama and Michigan play a historical game where they've never played regular season.
It'll be my first time out in Texas and first time to see the Dell Stadium.
Reporting in Tuscaloosa,
Roll Tide!
Jennifer Edwards.
Still Roll Tide!
WVUA News.
And the Crimson Tide football team also left this afternoon for their big game against the Wolverines. Gary Harris will have the latest on the Tide in Alabama's home team sports.
I like how he says still Roll Tide. One question, how will the stormy situation that we've been seeing affect travel, and how about your big Labor Day weekend?
WVUA Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott joins us now with a first look at your home team weather.
Hey, Lynn and Phillip, good Friday afternoon to you. Good news is the wet weather starting to settle down across the area. Still a few scattered shower storms happening on the western side of the state. Those will likely decrease over the next hour or two, so all the local high school football games should be okay tonight. I may need to hang on to that rain gear. A couple of storms still possible through 7 p.m. Meanwhile, Isaac, the storm that's brought all the headaches across the south, is lifting far enough north, so you travel westward towards Dallas or Arlington. We are looking good. Just a couple of bumps in the road out there, a few scattered storms, but nothing severe on that trip off towards the west. Here locally tonight, again, a stray shower still possible through 7 p.m. Most of us go dry just after sunset. Most games will be rain-free tonight. What about the rest of the weekend forecast, though? Weather straight ahead. Stick around.
All right, thanks, Richard. And WVUA is the place to start your football Saturdays. Don't miss Crimson Tide kickoff starting this Saturday, September 1st at 8 a.m. Gary Harris will have complete game day coverage with special guests, including Martin Houston, a member of the 1992 Tide National Championship team. Plus a breakdown of tomorrow's game and feature stories on the Tide. That's a new season of Crimson Tide kickoff starting this Saturday.
And the Tide's first home game is set for Saturday, September 8th. Bama will take on the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers. Kickoff for that one at 2:39 p.m. That's going to be on the SEC Network. And if you're making plans to bring the entire family to tailgate at the Capstone, you'll want to know about any changes for this year. And you can get a shortcut to the UA Game Day website by going to our website, WVUATV.com. Look under numbers and links. And on the prep side of things, tonight's the first big night for Friday night high school football. Gary Harris and the entire WVUA sports team bring you all the highlights from your team. Join us at 10:35 right after our 10 p.m. news. Also, if you're looking for a great meal tomorrow before the big game, the Cottondale VFW Post may have a way they can help you out with that.
That's because they're hosting a fish fry tomorrow. It's sponsored by the Ladies Auxiliary. The money raised will go toward the local area Veterans Relief Fund. Now, items on the menu include catfish, baked beans, coleslaw, and hush puppies, and it's all for only $8 a plate. Program coordinator Walter Tuner says it's a great way for people to come out and enjoy an excellent meal and help local veterans at the same time.
People come by, they get a good meal of catfish, excellent meal of catfish, and the VFW gets funding to help out our veterans in the area and those passing through that are in need of help.